strategies, import them from a bunch of templates that we've created across different stacks like EKS, databases, Redis, etc. Right? And you can connect with different type of data sources. We have like a whole bunch of data sources of observability tools, including all the cloud providers. So you can just query them and create a strategy for your on-call engineers to follow. So it's actually a very simple flow. You go and end up creating a playbook, and then you just write down your strategy of how you would debug something, and then you can link this playbook against an alert by simply, I'll just show you an example. Suppose this is, I have this playbook ready for a 5xx that is happening in my production. This is for an alert that comes from CloudWatch alarm for a 5xx happening on my load balancer. So I've added it as a trigger. It just links to my error alert that comes in, and whenever that alert will come in next time, I will just simply be able to get this information in my Slack, if you're using Slack as a alert receiving channel, right there, right? And you can also run steps from this same place by just adding simple tasks against different data sources. Like suppose you have CloudWatch metrics, you want to just run a couple of those queries here so that whoever in your on-call team receives this playbook, they can also run a couple of queries that you feel are important for this strategy, for this particular alert. It could be a metric query on top of a couple of your databases, it could be a log query. You can also add data sources like Relic here, and then you can just do a couple of insights queries there so that you can get all of the information here, and it is directly in the workspace next to that alert, right? So that helps on-call engineers reach an investigation faster, rather than following just what they know, what some other engineer talked about in some other stand-up, or reaching out to the people who wrote that service every time they have to they get that issue reported, right? So this is how playbooks work. However, we have also created a new, quite experimental feature called investigations, where while your runbooks or your playbooks are really good for issues you already know how to really debug, and hence you can write these whole bunch of documentations, right? There will always come this teething issue like you have no idea how to resolve, like you have no idea how to debug, and you're just basically calling a bunch of folks in a war room call, I don't know how to debug this, you wrote this service, you figure out how to solve this, right? And that complicates the work on on-call engineer, definitely goes in, looks negatively in your performance reports also while you are on call. And hence, this investigation feature, what it does is, it looks at the alert, identifies the symptom from that alert. Like for example, it's a 5xx error alert, or it could just be, P95 of a service is now increased, right? And you have no idea what that service is, and because frankly speaking, like I'm sure a lot of SRE, I've heard in the original introduction, a lot of people are here, like SRE engineers from their teams. I'm sure like your product is not just 5 services, right? Not even 50. Like I'm sure a bunch of you are coming from companies where there are like tons of services. Maybe the person who's on call has literally no idea about what that service does, and hence can't debug it at all, right? Then this tool can help you understand the symptom of the alert, then cross-references against a whole bunch of repository of symptom to resolution and diagnostic templates that we have created. You can also import them and use them in your S playbook, so that's a common repository. And also whatever playbooks you might have created already, we'll use that context and give you recommendations right here. For example, if you can just see, there was this investigation I ran yesterday. This is an investigation I ran yesterday on a composite field comparison issue. It was like our service is on Python Django, right? And we received this alert. I wanted to run an investigation. Okay, how do I debug this? I have no idea what this service is, right? So it understood that it's an exception happening in a piece of code in your service, and then it actually cross-references that against recent commits in your GitHub repository against that service, and then gives you, okay, this is where most likely the issue is, right? You should go and check this deployment, the result of this deployment, right? And that is how we help first level diagnosis. That's why we call it Doctor Droid. We help you with first level diagnosis either by using the formula that you have yourself written as playbooks, or by what we have identified as a symptom and what we think is the best way to resolve it. Obviously, we can't really be 100% correct always, but we can definitely solve 50 to 60% of your issues, and you don't even have to involve your service owners. And even better, if you are a service owner, you will be involved lesser in on-call issues, right? That's the vision in this all of this, and I now hand it over to Siddharth to